We're coming back to y'all, Stevie B, back to the Matrix. Just wanted to give a shout out to the Celtics again. Everything I wanted to see yesterday is basically what I saw. And I saw a different part of Jaylen Brown's game where he was using his ability to drive and the defender's anticipation to make another pass. I saw that happening with both Brown and Tatum. Horford was an assist monster, which is the reason I said at the beginning of the year that Horford is probably the best passing big we've had since KG at the center of the offense. But that in itself, I don't know if those around the nation may not know, but those that don't know Horford's game, that's his game. That's a part of his game, and it adds another dimension to our offense, where Kyrie wasn't even necessarily playing on ball so much. So, but just want to give a shout out to Terry Rozier again, my X factor. I said from the beginning of the season. From way before that, once we traded Avery Bradley, I knew Rozier was going to be an X factor. And all in all, Boston fans, get ready for the fact that Terry Rozier may just play out his contract and play himself out of Boston. Because if he plays the way he's supposed to, he's going to get big money as a starter somewhere. In the way our future seems to have looked like it's going to pan out, that doesn't necessarily include, that may not necessarily include him because of his starting ability. And when you have a Kyrie and you have a Gordon Hayward and you have Tatum and Brown coming up, and I don't think that they're going to really do anything about that. They're just going to let him ride out his contract, and he'll play himself into a starting role somewhere. Dope player, gonna get $20 million one of these years. At the end of the day, Marcus Smart made a good couple smart plays. However, I think Brad Stevens sort of over-predicted in the second half. Like, whoa, Brad, we need to. You got Ojale in there, but understand you got Ojale, you had Smart, you had Biyombo. Who's the other foreign guy? I forgot his name. And then you have Baines in there. All of these guys didn't look like they were sort of accustomed to playing, and you had Rozier out at that point, and then you insert him back in to try and infuse a little offense in there. But I think Brad Stevens, you didn't put the pedal on. You got to step on people. You got to. If there's anything that, in terms of people trying to compare the Celtics regime at this point to the Brady and Belichick regime, or just the Belichick regime of next man up, and the preparation for the next man to be up, and the drafting and the continuity as a team, I'd say you got to adopt one more factor, and that will turn this team to the next level, and that is step on their throat. When you're up, just do it. 20 at the half? Okay, well, anybody can close 20 or 30, and then you give them time, and you got all backups, and they're going to go hard. Started draining threes. Spates was just three. Okay, so that was your mistake only. And then you see you bring a couple more guys back in after that, and then, of course, things start to pick back up. And the win is solidified. However, all in all, it was a good game, and the Celtics played from a standpoint that every open shot they had, all the good shots they could make, they did make. And I still feel like they left a little bit out there because, of how little minutes some of the starters played as a result of the blowout. And that's pretty much it. But we'll talk to y'all later. Tell me what you think. Kyrie was very efficient, and of course, being himself. Horford adds another dynamic to this offense as a passer, as a guy who can be in the middle on the top of the key, or even below that at the free throw line, just being a passer in between. Great passer. People don't give him enough credit for that. Tatum and Brown continue to take steps up in their game, and Brown took another step up in his game in terms of using his ability to slash to then make a pass. And he's slowly sort of just rounding his game out as a result of not wanting to be overly anxious in terms of anything he does. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you got to understand what I mean. By virtue of, not necessarily having every slashing move down, and not always wanting to just get a foul dunking on somebody's head or getting around other guys. He's worked on his shot, passing, defense, things he knew he would have to work on in terms of what he thought his role was going to be in the beginning of the season if he wanted to get playing time. So I'm going to continue to see the growth of that. Morris continues to play strong. I look to continue to see him play strong. He fits in well, making clutch shots. But other than that, we'll get back to you later. Stevie B.